Hi GOR, this is Unit 1, Lesson 6, Solving for Unknown Angles. Alright, so this first rule everybody should know, so this will be nice and easy. But the angles of a triangle, the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, so all three angles, angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180 degrees. Okay, so we'll do some problems where I might give you the angles in terms of x and you have to set up an equation to solve it. The next one you might not have heard, but this next rule is the exterior angle theorem. And basically the exterior angle, that's the one that's outside the triangle. The exterior angle is formed by extending any one side of the triangle. And the rule is that exterior angle is always equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So this exterior angle, angle 1, is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. Measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. So the exterior angle is equal to the sum. Sum means that you're adding up. So the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So that exterior angle equals these two interior angles added together. So basically I'm adding angle 2 plus angle 3 and it equals angle 1. Alright, two other things that we should keep in mind is the base angles of an isosceles triangle. So we had an isosceles triangle defined in our vocab back in unit lesson 2. So an isosceles triangle means that two sides are congruent to each other. So if I have triangle ABC and AB is congruent to BC, then automatically these base angles have to be equal to each other. So what you should know, the fact is that the base angles of an isosceles triangle are congruent to each other. Base angles are congruent. So angle A is congruent to angle C. All right? And an equilateral triangle means that all three sides are equal. And if all the sides are equal, then that makes all the angles equal. So now you know that the three angles of a triangle are equal to 180. So if you take 180, all three angles equal 180, and all three are equal, so all I have to do is divide it by 3. That makes each of these angles 60 degrees. Okay, so let's look at some problems on the next page. And these are all just problems with numbers, and then tomorrow we'll try some using these same rules setting up equations. All right, exercise 1. Determine the measure of the unknown labeled angles. Show your work. So if we're looking at this, you can see that this is an isosceles triangle because those two sides are marked congruent. That means these two angles are equal right here. So automatically I know that this one on the right is 75. And then let's try and find this one up top. We call that the vertex angle. So the three angles of a triangle equal 180. So I'm going to add the two angles that I have, and that's 150. And then 180 minus 150, that angle at the top is 30 degrees. So that's how I do it. 2 is super similar. Again, I have an isosceles triangle. These two sides are congruent. That makes these two angles down here congruent to each other. This one's different though in that they're giving me this vertex angle. This vertex angle is 70 degrees. I know the three angles of a triangle equal 180. So 180 minus 70 is 110. That 110 is to split between those two angles. So let's take 110 and divide it by 2. Now the reason I'm allowed to do that is because these two angles are equal to each other. So 110 divided by 2 is 55. So angle 2 is 55, and this angle on the left, although they didn't really tell me to find that, is also 55. Questions 3 and 4, those are the exterior angles. So the exterior angle equals these two interior angles added together. So if I take 80 plus 40, that equals that exterior angle. So 40 plus 80 is 120 degrees. So angle 3 is 120 degrees. Right, so the rule is the exterior angle equals the sum of the two remote interior angles, meaning not the angle that's next to it, but the two that are furthest away from it. Same thing is happening over here on question 4. That 115 is the exterior angle. It equals these two interior angles added together. Now this one down here on the bottom corner, remember what that little symbol means. That means it's 90 degrees. And this is the one I'm trying to find. So 90 plus this one, which I don't know what it is, I'm calling it angle 4 right now, equals 115. If I wanted to just call it x, you can do that and actually make an equation. You don't have to make an equation though, but x plus 90 equals 115. And then if I subtract 90, I am left with 25. So angle 4 is 25 degrees. Five and 6, same rules. We're just putting different rules together right here, but you can figure these out. Notice that 5, even though it's turned on its side, is an isosceles triangle. So if this angle on the top is 68 degrees, that makes angle 5 68 degrees. Now the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So 68, 68, and then angle 6. Those three angles have to equal 180 because those are the angles of a triangle. So if I add 68 and 68, that's 136. And if I subtract 180 minus 136, I am left with 44. So this right here is 44. And then angle 7, 6 and 7 together form a straight line. So they have to equal 180. So if I did 180 minus 44, that would give me 136. Now that's one way to do it. I want to point out something else. This right here is an exterior angle. It equals these two angles added together. So 68 plus 68, we already did that back down here, is 136. Okay, so that's just another way to do the problem. A lot of times there'll be more than one way to do something. All right, and next one right here, I have like two triangles that are going on really. This triangle, the bigger outermost triangle, those three angles have to equal 180 because the angles of a triangle equal 180. This right here, this whole thing is 90 degrees. So this is 90, this is 64, so I can find angle 8. Angle 8 equals 180 minus 90 minus 64 is 26 degrees. Okay, and then I want to find angle 9. Angle 9 is, let's see what I have. This whole thing is 90. I can figure out, I might want to figure out this little piece right here first. Okay, this is part of another triangle. So if I'm looking this, let me just grab a green so I can highlight this for us. This is a triangle on the left. So these three angles have to add up to 180. So if I do 26 plus 95, and that's going to be 121, and then subtract that from 180, and you can do this all in a calculator. That's 59. So this angle right here is 59. Okay, and then angle 9, these two together form a right angle. So 90 minus 59 is going to be 31 degrees. So that would be angle 9. Angle 9 is 90 minus 59. Okay, and that is lesson 6. So we got one more lesson. We're going to practice these rules again tomorrow, but with equations.